Following senior design engineer David Sanchez's shock resignation last week, there was a flurry of speculation that Ferrari might be facing additional departures. However, the newly appointed Ferrari team principal, Fred Vasseur, has responded to the rumours, saying that anyone making dire predictions about Ferrari's impending demise is full of nonsense. Vasseur also made a significant announcement. Ferrari will debut a number of new upgrades at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix as the team tries to bounce back from a humiliating performance in Bahrain. So what is the actual situation like within Ferrari, and why is Vasseur so confident they will triumph in Jeddah? Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz qualified on the second row in the Bahrain season opener, behind the leading Red Bulls of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. But while Ferrari's one-lap speed could be considered somewhat encouraging, its race pace was less than impressive, as it struggled to keep up with Red Bull and was even put in jeopardy by Aston Martin. Leclerc was forced to retire from the race due to a problem with the engine's control electronics, while Sainz was beaten to third by Aston's Fernando Alonso after he cooked the tyres trying to keep the fellow Spaniard behind. But speaking to the press ahead of this weekend's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Vasseur is confident that Ferrari has a lot of room for improvement with its current package, because it didn't get the car balance right in Bahrain. "We struggled a bit with the balance over the weekend. It means that we have mega room for improvements on this path with our package," he explained. "With what we had in Bahrain, I think we had a lot of room for improvement in terms of drivability. The most important thing is to stay focused on the current situation to try to get the best from what we have today. And even if we are bringing updates, we will improve the situation and the competitiveness of the package. Keep in mind that Bahrain is not always very representative, and second, we are still at the early stage of the car. It means that we did 3 days of testing and the race in Bahrain only on one track, and we need to have a better understanding of the car itself to try to get the best from the package we have." Sainz claimed after the race that Ferrari's excessive tyre wear was as bad as last year, despite the Scuderia's best efforts to address the problems. When questioned about Sainz's remarks, however, Vasseur responded that the high degradation was caused by Bahrain's notoriously rough tarmac, as well as his driver's attempts to compensate for a natural lack of performance, with Sainz cooking the tyres in an effort to keep Alonso behind. The emphasis at Ferrari has thus shifted from tyre management to pure pace, which should allow the drivers to take good care of their tyres since they won't be under pressure from behind. And as Ferrari brings updates to Saudi Arabia, Vasseur anticipates the team to take a step forward on Jeddah's street layout, which has very different characteristics from the abrasive Sakhir circuit. "For sure, we can't be satisfied with the situation, and I want to do a step forward. The characteristics of Jeddah are completely different to the previous one, to Bahrain in terms of grip, in terms of rugosity, layout of the track, and so that it's a completely different story," he added. "Already it will suit a little bit more to what we have today, and then we'll also bring some updates to Jeddah, and I hope that we'll do a step forward. We had a clear analysis of what we did in Bahrain. For sure, we have a long list of things that we have to improve. I hope that already in Jeddah we'll be able to have a first reaction." However, Ferrari's updates won't stop them from losing David Sanchez, their head of vehicle concept. David Sanchez has worked at Maranello for more than 10 years and has effectively overseen the design and development of Ferrari's F1 cars for the last 2 seasons. He originally joined the squad from McLaren in October 2012 as principal aerodynamicist, before replacing Dirk de Beer as chief aerodynamicist in 2016. The Frenchman was then promoted to lead the entire aerodynamics department in 2019, before his promotion to chief engineer, head of vehicle concept in 2019. He therefore took charge of work on last year's F175 and the current SF23. One of the key players in Ferrari's era under Mattia Binotto, Sanchez was credited with helping the team turn things around in 2017, turning the SF70H into a race-winning car. Sanchez's department does not come at a good time for Ferrari, which is already struggling to figure out how to close the gap to Red Bull. His departure has also sparked new rumours of a general feeling of discontent among Ferrari's senior figures, with some even speculating that a collapse is imminent. There were rumours that race director Laurent Mekies was considering leaving, and there was even talk that Ferrari might be forced to hire Simon Resta, the technical director of Haas, back if it lost more design staff. Vasseur clarified the situation ahead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, insisting that it was very different from how it was being portrayed in some media outlets, even though he acknowledged that the season hadn't got off to a great start. When questioned by the media about the rumours of dissatisfaction within Ferrari, Vasseur responded that it would be incorrect to assert that everyone was happy following the first race. However, he made clear that talk of major trouble in the camp was wide of the mark, as he emphasized that Mekies was someone very committed to being a part of Ferrari's future. To have people who are unhappy, it's two different things, he said. I think that it's quite normal to be unhappy when you don't get the results that you are expecting, and I'm unhappy. But the most important is to work as a group, to work as a team, and to try to get the best out of this and to do improvement. But leaving the company, it's another story. If you want to speak about Laurent, I don't know what's happened in the past with Laurent, but I've known Laurent for 25 years, something like this when he was at school. I trust him. We have a very good collaboration together, and he will be one of the pillars of the future of the company. Vasseur acknowledged that staff members come and go on a regular basis at every team, but he was clear that the main figures in the squad were committed. And while losing Sanchez was not ideal, Vasseur did not want to elaborate on the circumstances of his departure, instead focusing on the positive impact he's had on the team. I just want to wish David good luck for the future, that he made a good contribution to the team, but it is like it is. I don't want to disclose any details on this. Despite any optimism they may have in the background, Ferrari is already at a disadvantage going into Jeddah, and it all stems from a problem with Leclerc's car. Ferrari found an anomaly with Leclerc's power unit control electronics on race morning of the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix and decided to swap it out for a new set. But on lap 40 of the Sakhir circuit, Leclerc pulled out with a loss of power, and it soon emerged that the control electronics box was again to blame for Ferrari's first DNF of 2023. Fred Vasseur later confirmed, following analysis in Maranello, that the unit, of which only 2 examples can be used annually, will once more require replacement. As a result, Leclerc will be assessed his first 10-place grid penalty in Jeddah, the season's first power unit-related infraction. Ferrari's engine reliability proved an Achilles heel throughout the 2022 season, with Leclerc retiring from the lead in both the Azerbaijan and Spanish Grand Prix as the title challenge started falling apart. It also led to the Maranello team turning down its 2022 engine as a precaution. However, after resolving its problems over the winter, rival teams believe Ferrari arrived in Bahrain with the most potent engine. According to reports, the problem with the control electronics is unrelated to any issues the teams had the previous season. Ferrari's head of power units, Enrico Gautieri, stated before the season began that the team worked hard to address its reliability issues, which, unlike performance work, is allowed by the engine regulations. We worked on all areas trying to understand the root causes of the problems we encountered on track and used all our available tools to try and solve them, he said in a team video. We've had some positive feedback on the test bench on some of the challenges we've introduced, but as usual, the track will tell us if we've done a good job. Nevertheless, it's hard to be optimistic heading into Jeddah after the dominant showing Red Bull had in Bahrain. But what do you think? Can Ferrari mount a challenge at the Saudi Arabian GP with the new upgrades? Will they be better off with Fred Vasseur's management this season? Please let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing. Be sure to click the bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Thanks for watching.